To have a book get a movie adaptation requires a lot of adjustments. While making these adjustments, some details might be left out or changed completely. Let's find out the 10 biggest differences between the Crazy Rich Asians movie and the books. Astrid's cheating husband. Astrid's relationship with her husband was focused as a not-so-perfect one in the movie. According to the movie, Michael was intimidated by his rich wife, who seems to be the source of everything they have. He had felt small and had gone ahead to cheat on his wife instead so he can have a feeling of control. But according to the book, Michael didn't cheat on his wife at all. It had been described on the pages differently that Michael wanted to go on a trip to help out his younger cousin and nephew, and he had planned that trip in such a way that Astrid would think he was cheating on her, which would definitely prompt her to break up with him. He did not have the boldness to call it off with Astrid himself, and he feared breaking her heart. His intimidation was represented in the book and movie as well. He simply felt Astrid could do better than him. Nick's dad met Rachel. In the movie, Philip Young, Nicholas's dad, is a man who is always busy with business in Shanghai because he heads and runs his own company all by himself. This made it appear like he was never around for any family activities. Actually, he was not in any scenes of the movie, as there were only talks about him when he does and how he met Nick's mom. So it's a fact that Rachel never met Nick's father in the movie. Based on the books, it's a totally different situation. Philip Young is described as a really approachable person who is someone running his business as a retired mogul. He spends his time between Sydney and Singapore, and he met Rachel too when she visited the family in Singapore. The book made us understand that Philip was well aware of how Eleanor, Nick's mom, treated Rachel, and had tried to convince her to be more friendly and accommodating, which is a big difference from the movie. The old money. In the book, the Young's wealth is hidden and kept secret. It wasn't known by any member of society with new money, especially Paige Lynn's family. The Young's family covers up their family wealth for a boom and to be free of some eager eyes. When Rachel told Paige Lynn, a role portrayed by Awkwafina, and her family about her boyfriend's family, they showed that they had no knowledge of who they were or even if they had such a large amount of money. While depicting this narrative in the movie, however, it was shown how the mention of the Young's family had caused a momentary shock and a stop to the reaction of Paige Lynn's family right there at the dining table. They had begun to make immediate plans for Rachel to look truly presentable in front of this highly regarded wealthy family. This is such a huge difference between the book and the movie. But it's true that the scene in the movie was hilarious to watch as it made the whole thing super funny. It also helped the viewers to get even more eager to find out more stuff about Nick's family. The Go family. The Go family was portrayed differently in the books than in the movie. In the movie and in the book, only Paige Lynn from the Go family matches both the character and the lifestyle being portrayed. According to the movie depiction, Paige Lynn has a weird teenage brother who seems to have a crush on Rachel and also has twin sisters, but this is totally different from what's in the book. She has 2 older siblings, the first brother married with 2 children, and the second brother who doesn't really fancy Rachel. Paige Lynn's father, Mun, isn't as cool-headed and as much of a joker as portrayed by Ken Jeong in the movie. In the book, Mun is a man who likes to be aware of the important families in Singapore. The man is so conscious that he immediately investigates the relationship between Rachel and the wealthy heir as soon as he heard about it. Paige Lynn's scenes. For Paige Lynn, her involvement in the movie was more than it was in the books, and she was one of the actors that made Crazy Rich Asians a masterpiece. Paige and her family had been surprised at Rachel's announcement to visit Tyersall Park, and they took it upon themselves to get her ready. Paige later drove Rachel to the Tyersall Park mansion, and along the way they took in the breathtaking view of the estate as they drove in. Later in the movie, Paige gets invited in while still in her pajamas and has helped her friend ease calmly into Singapore high society. These scenes have been changed a bit from how they were in the book. Paige doesn't drive in the book and has a chauffeur like every other rich Asian. And while she enjoyed the ride alongside Rachel to the Tyersall Park mansion, she didn't get invited in afterward. She turned back at the scene, leaving Rachel to wade through the waters of very high society by herself, and with the help of Nick's cousin, Oliver Tian, played by Nico Santos. Eleanor and Rachel's relationship. One of the biggest differences between the book and the movie involves Eleanor Young, played by Michelle Yeoh. Eleanor did not see eye to eye with Rachel and continues to invest in activities that will get rid of Rachel totally in the book. Eleanor even had to travel to Shenzhen just to meet with a private investigator who could dig up dirt concerning Rachel that would deter Nick from going further in the relationship. This act led to Eleanor's being absent at the Tyersall Park Mansion party, and in the book, Eleanor didn't meet up with Rachel until way deep into the story. In the movie, though, it was portrayed differently, in that even though Eleanor despises Rachel, she doesn't spend much time gossiping with her friends about her. And in the movie, doesn't show how Eleanor went as far as seeking a private investigator. Instead, we're all told she employed the services of an investigator, and Eleanor attended the party at Tyersall Park and actually met Rachel that same night. The Bling Bachelor Party. In the book, Nick's friend Colin Koo's bachelor party was a failure, but in the movie, they went all out and organized a complete splash. In the movie, the former classmate and friend of Nick and Colin, Bernard Ty, joked about a bachelor party filled with fights, drinks, and girls. The joke Bernard made is exactly how the party played out in the book. Bernard doesn't go all out for the party in the book like he did in the movie, where the party happened on international waters, thereby making us see how crazy these rich people are. In the book, the party is held in Macau. This place is known as the gambling capital of China, and the party definitely includes having dogfights, gambling, ladies, and loads of other activities. And also, the soon-to-be groom escapes from the party with a few of his former classmates. But the movie showed us that he left the party with only Nick, and the pair were able to discuss Nick's plans to propose to Rachel and all other family troubles he was facing. The Bachelorette Party. Just as the Bachelor Party was changed a little bit to fit into a few scenes, as opposed to the many pages of the book, the Bachelorette Party was also affected in the same way. Nick's famous cousin, Astrid Long, was known for her impeccable beauty and high fashion sense, was not present at Araminta's bachelor party because she was busy sorting out the issues in her marriage with her husband Michael. In the movie, however, Astrid is seen talking to the sad Rachel about her husband cheating on her, and the two ladies are able to find solace in each other's pain. In the novel, Nick's ex, Francesca, was the one who troubled Rachel at the party by calling her a gold digger and discussing the relationship she once had with Nick. Rachel didn't get to meet Mandy, Nick's high school ex, at the Bachelorette Party, but only met her later on, unlike in the movie where she had met Mandy and learned about Nick being intimate with both Francesca and Mandy at once. On top of that, she was called a gold digger only indirectly, not to her face. The proposal. The proposal between Nick and Rachel didn't happen in the books as it did in the movie. Because of the rift between Nick and his mom, he couldn't go further with his proposal plans. Also, Eleanor didn't end up liking Rachel or giving Nick her ring to make a proposal. Even though the proposal didn't happen, the couple did in fact make up and had the chance to explore Singapore with Paige Lynn and Rachel's mom. In the movie adaptation, there's no getaway for the couple to tour Singapore, and the revelation about Rachel's father isn't well detailed. In the novel, Rachel did not get a proposal at all, but in the movie, the young lady was actually proposed to twice by Nick. The first was at the side of the harbor where the lovers decided to meet to settle their differences, and Rachel didn't give a positive response. And the second proposal was on the plane when Rachel was returning to New York with her mother. She said yes to Nick's proposal, and they all returned to Singapore for their engagement party. Rachel Chu's career. In the books by Kevin Kwan, Rachel Chu's background in academics was explored in more depth. Rachel Chu, played by Constance Wu, was an undergraduate. She studied at Stanford University, a top-rated school in economics. The book also pointed out that Rachel attended Northwestern University for her PhD, another top-rated school in economics. She had gone ahead to become a professor at New York University. A minor character spoke about her work in the book by saying she discussed with Rachel the importance of micro-lending in the sub-Saharan Africa. As the book progresses, we're made to understand how good Rachel is as an academic when she gets referred to as smart, analytical, and accomplished. But in the movie, Rachel's background in economics wasn't really given much exploration, except that she was depicted as an academic professor of economics at New York University. The movie also showed us a piece of action by the actress by taking an economics class, which is absent in the book. But the fans of the movies and the books are okay with this. Those are some of the biggest differences between the movie and the novel of Crazy Rich Asians. Which other differences do you know? Which do you prefer between the movie and the novel? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye!